subscribe. You actually came. Don't misunderstand. I'm not surprised because I thought you wouldn't. I'm surprised because I spent so long imagining this moment that seeing it actually happen feels surreal. Funny, isn't it? Someone can spend months thinking about one singular day, one singular conversation, and one singular moment where everything finally makes sense. And then when it arrives, they don't know what to say. But, come in, don't just stand there. You'll get cold. I know you said you were fine. You always say that. You're always fine. You're always okay. You're always handling everything. That's what everyone likes about you, isn't it? How strong you are, how easy you are to rely on, how you smile even when you're exhausted. But nobody ever asks what happens once you stop smiling. Nobody ever wonders what you're like when nobody is watching. I do, but I've wondered for a long time before you look at me like that. I know how it sounds. I know. I've heard every word people would use. Strange, intense, too much, obsessive. And maybe they're right. Actually, I know they're right. When people act like being obsessed with something automatically means it's bad. Is a musician obsessed with music? Is an artist obsessed with creating? Is a scientist obsessed with discovering? Everyone has something they can't stop thinking about. Mine just so happens to be here. Sit down, please. I made you tea. No, I didn't know exactly what kind you wanted. I simply remembered there's a difference. You mentioned it once, only once. Most people wouldn't remember something that small. But you said it was the kind your grandmother used to make. You smiled when you said it. I remember that smile. Don't worry, I'm not expecting you to remember. That's the funny thing. I remember moments that don't matter to you. And you forget moments that mattered to me. Like the first time we spoke. You probably don't even remember. Of course you don't. It wasn't important to you. But I remember everything. The weather, the conversation, what you were wearing, the way you looked around the room before answering. You always do that, like you're searching for the safest response. Do you know why I like that about you? Because it means you think and you're careful. You don't just give yourself away. And people like that are extremely rare. Most people are predictable. They say what they're supposed to say. They do what they're expected to do. But you surprise me, and I hate that. Not because I dislike surprises, but because I can't control them. That's the part nobody understands. When you care about something, you want to protect it. You want to understand it. You want to know every possible thing that could hurt it. That's why I pay attention to you. That's why I notice you. And that's why I remember you. Not because I want to invade your life, but because I want to understand it. You're probably wondering why I invited you here. Honestly, I wanted that too. For weeks. I thought about what I would say. I planned conversations. I imagined your reaction. I imagined every possibility, actually. And then I realized something. And something very important. I was doing it again. Turning you into an idea, a perfect image. Something I created in my head. And you're not an idea. You're a person. A person sitting in my living room. A person who chose to come here. That matters more than you know. Because choice is important. People forget that. They think caring about someone means wanting to control them. But that's not what I want. I don't want a puppet. No, I don't want someone who just agrees with everything I say. I want you. I want the real you. The one who gets annoyed. The one who argues. The one who laughs at stupid things. The one who pretends not to care when you obviously do. That's the person I want to know. Not the version everyone else sees. Can I tell you something embarrassing? That I practiced this entire conversation out loud more times than I'd admit. I stood right there in front of the mirror, and I tried to imagine what you'd think. Do you know what I realized? That I was more afraid of disappointing you than being rejected. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? And I know that is true. Because rejection would be far too simple. You say no, and I accept it. And then I walk away, and life continues. But disappointment, that's different. That means I built something beautiful in my mind. And reality simply couldn't match it. Don't worry, I'm not blaming you. That would be unfair. You didn't ask to be important to me. You didn't ask me to notice you. And you didn't ask me to remember everything about you. That was my choice. And maybe I should learn that. Maybe caring about someone means accepting that they're separate from you. That they're allowed to surprise you. That they're allowed to leave you. That one there is difficult. I'll admit that. But I'm trying. I really am. But anyways, and your tea, it's getting cold again. You always make me forget practical things. It's really annoying. But I don't hate it. Not even a little. Not one bit. Because for once, I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not thinking about what could happen. I'm just here with you. And maybe, just maybe, that's actually enough. So, tell me something. One thing. Something nobody else knows. Something small. Something meaningless. Because those are usually the things that reveal the most about a person. And I'm listening, really. This time, I'm just listening. I didn't accidentally hit you a little too hard, did I? That would have been awkward. And not because I felt guilty, maybe just a tiny bit guilty. But mostly because I spent nearly 4 hours decorating this room for you. Imagine doing all that hard work just for your guest to stay unconscious and rude, honestly. Can you hear me alright? Blink once. Good. Now, blink twice if you're wondering where you are. There we go. I knew you would. That's everyone's second question. Their first is usually, who are you? Or, please, let me go. Or, oh my god, what have you done? Very predictable. But you skipped straight to the confused blinking. Well done. Really, I appreciate the originality. Now then, let's get one thing out of the way. Yes, you're allied to the chair, and you can't escape. And I checked the notes 14 times. No, that wasn't because I doubted myself. It's because, well, perfection is important for me, especially for first impressions. You look uncomfortable. Sorry about that. And not sorry enough to untie you there. Obviously. But sorry enough to fluff the cushion behind your back. And hold still. Is that better? No. Well, you're quite difficult to please. Would you like some water? Actually, don't answer. I forgot you're gagged, and that would have been embarrassing. But hold on. There, please don't scream. Not because it'll help. It won't. The walls are soundproof. I checked twice. I just think screaming is an awful way to begin a friendship, don't you? That frantic little glance around the room. Well, that's perfectly normal. Take your time. Look around. Go on. See, it's actually rather cozy. There's books, plants, blankets, soft lighting. I even brought those little fairy lights because I thought they'd make the room feel less kidnappy. Do you like them? No? Really? You're focused on the rooms, aren't you? And honestly, people have no appreciation for interior design anymore. Well, go ahead, Knox. I can see the question on your face. Why, right? That's the question. Everyone wants a tragic backstory. Some awful childhood. A terrible betrayal. Maybe your father ruined my family. And maybe your company destroyed my life. Maybe you've got some secret I've spent years trying to uncover. But nope, it's nothing like that. I just thought it'd be fun. Yeah, seriously, that's it. I woke up last Tuesday, I made some coffee, burned my toast as usual, watched a documentary about famous kidnappings, and I thought, that actually sounds rather enjoyable. Not the crime, but the planning, the preparation, the mystery, finding the perfect person, if you will. Buying supplies, making schedules, writing lists. everyone needs interests. Why you? Excellent question. I'm glad you asked, actually. Well, first, you smelled a stray dog. Second, you always think of bus drivers. Third, you accidentally apologized to a lamppost. I laughed for nearly 10 minutes after that. You genuinely looked guilty, as if the lamp had feelings. Adorable, absolutely adorable. Then I started seeing you everywhere after that. I'd see you at the coffee shop, the library, the supermarket, and the park. Not because I was stalking you. Well, not at first. It was mostly coincidence. And then curiosity, and then observation. Then a color-encoded notebook. Don't judge me. I was very organized. Blue pages were your routines, green. They were your favorite cafes. Pink pages, they were the things that made you smile. And yellow was very important. Yellow was emergency planning. For someone currently kidnapped, you're remarkably expressive. Every emotion appears on your face before you say anything. Confusion, fear, disbelief, disgust. Oh, and that one hurt a little, didn't it? Disgust, really. I spent over £2,000 making this place comfortable. You could at least look impressed. No, still terrified. Fair enough. I'll allow it for now. But you know what my favorite part was? Planning today. Everything went perfectly. Almost. There was one tiny hiccup. You nearly got away. Remember crossing the road? You looked behind you. Actually looked behind you. I panicked. Thought I'd blown weeks of preparation. It turns out you were just checking traffic. You have no idea how relieved I was. I nearly cancelled the whole operation. Can you imagine? Weeks of planning ruined by road safety. Still, it worked. You're here. I'm here. Frequent snacks, a kettle, board games, television, 2 beanbags, and approximately 3 months' worth of groceries. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, the groceries. Right. And well, I wasn't sure how long you'd need to adjust. So, I planned ahead. 3 months isn't that long, depending on how stubborn you are. What? No, I'm not joking. Why would I joke about groceries? Food planning is serious business. And you're shaking now. Look at me. I'm not going to hurt you. you forced me to, then died, really. Rather, you didn't. Violence is exhausting. Cleaning blood. Yeah, it's awful. It ruins carpets. So, let's make a deal, shall we? You don't attack me, and I don't sedate you again. Simple. Everybody wins. Actually, I win either way. But you get the better outcome. And you're thinking, I like that. Then go on, try to figure me out. Most people would say I'm insane. I prefer creatively enthusiastic. Do you know how difficult it is to kidnap someone? Really? The logistics alone, parking, timing, neighbours, security cameras, traffic, weather forecasts. Do you know how I postponed this twice because it was raining? I wanted your first impression of the journey to be pleasant. Rain would have ruined the mood. You're smiling. Wait, was that a smile? It was. You did smile. See, we're already making progress. I knew we'd get along. Come on, don't deny it. I saw it. There was a tiny little smile, barely there, but it happened. Achievement unlocked. First smile from my captive. Marvelous. I think I'll be writing that down later. No, and I forgot that actually, you don't know me. This thing about me, that I document everything. The daily journals, mood charts, conversation notes, funny things you say, interesting reactions. I like memories. They fade otherwise. You know, I've imagined this conversation for months, hundreds of versions. In one, you screamed. In another, you cried. One particularly strange scenario involved you trying to bite me. Well, I'm rather pleased that didn't happen. Yet, though I did bring antiseptic just in case. Preparedness is attractive. You're finally speaking. Good. Then go on, tell me I'm crazy. Come on, I know you want to. There it is. Crazy. Classic, unoriginal, but understandable. And here's the thing, crazy people don't usually spend hours comparing mattress brands with a hostage sleeps comfortably. Crazy people don't research nutritional balance. And crazy people don't install central heating because they worry someone might catch a cold. Actually, maybe they do. I haven't met many. Oh, and you want to know about the locks? Yeah, every window, every door, hidden cameras, motion alarms, and GPS tracker. But don't worry, it's a very small tracker. I think you'll hardly notice it. Nani, I'm joking. The fact you actually believed me, well, I suppose you'll spend all evening wandering now, and that's half the fun. And I know, and you're confused, and your head hurts, and your wrists ache, and you're trying very hard to remember how you got here. But it's alright, you don't have to remember. I remember enough for the both of us. There, I knew you'd notice eventually. Please don't pull at the chains, it will only rub your skin raw. I wrapped cloth around the cuffs first. I couldn't stand the thought of metal cutting into your wrists. I'd never forgive myself. I know how that sounds. Though you're wondering where you are, right? This is my basement. It's quiet, it's warm, and there are no windows. There aren't any neighbors peeking in. There aren't any strangers or interruptions. Just us. The way it should have been, maybe a few months ago. But you don't remember me. And that's okay. You weren't supposed to. That I've always been good at blending into the background. I'd see you every morning. Same coffee shop, same seat by the same window. And you always stirred your drink 3 times the same way. Never 4, always 3. I counted. You'd smile at everyone. The old man who walked his dog, the exhausted cashier, and the little girl with the yellow backpack. You smiled at everyone. Except yourself. I noticed that too, and you looked very lonely. You looked terribly lonely. You'd sigh when your phone stayed silent. You'd stare out the window and then pretend everything was alright. But I could see it. I always good. I wanted to walk over. I wanted to say hello. I imagined it hundreds of times. Excuse me, is the seat taken? Mind if I join you? I even asked. Pathetic, isn't it? But then I saw him, the man in the blue jacket, the one who kept flirting, the one who made you laugh. I hated him. You laughed with someone else, and suddenly all those little conversations I had imagined simply disappeared. I think I realized something. If I waited, I'd lose you. So I stopped waiting. I know. I know what you're thinking. This is insane. He's insane. Maybe, but insanity, that doesn't stop someone from loving. Stop struggling. Really, easy. Settle down. I'm not gonna hurt you. I've already done the worst part to you. Everything after this is just healing. You haven't eaten. I made some soup for you, and I wasn't sure what you'd like, so So, I actually made 3: tomato soup, chicken soup, and potato soup. I even baked bread. It came out slightly burnt though. I'm still learning. I wanted everything to be perfect. I cleaned this basement for 2 weeks. Did you know basements collect dust faster than normal rooms? I didn't, but I learned for you. I painted the walls too, put up shelves, more books, blankets, a heater, a rug. I wanted this place to feel safe. I know, you're looking at that locked door. I expected that. I think I would have looked too. But the lock isn't there to punish you. It's there because if you ran now, you'd never let me explain. And I need you to understand. Can I tell you a secret? I've never been this close to you before. I imagined your voice, imagined your eyes, but imagination was never enough. You smell like rain. I always wondered. No, I didn't smell your clothes. I'm not. Actually, that doesn't matter. I've already admitted to kidnapping you. I suppose dignity left hours ago. Do you know what my favorite memory is? Well, you should drop your scarf once. You didn't notice. I picked it up for you. I ran after you. I was only 1, 2, 3 steps away. I froze. I couldn't do it. So I kept the scarf. I washed it. I folded it. And I told myself, tomorrow I'll finally talk to her. But tomorrow kept moving and you kept walking. So now, here we are. I know you don't trust me. You shouldn't. Trust takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I'm very patient, you know. I mean, I've already waited months. So I think I can wait just a little longer. You don't have to talk today. You don't even have to look at me. I'll still sit here. I'll read to you. I'll make dinner. I'll tell you stories. I'll keep the lights warm. And eventually, you'll stop being afraid every time I walk downstairs. Or maybe you don't. I've thought about that too. I mean, I can't make you love me. I know that. But I can make sure no one else gets that chance. Did that frighten you? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I promised myself I'd go slowly. I always rush. Let's start over. Hello, my name is Adrian. I'm 28. I like old books, rain, classical piano, and yeah, it's nice to finally meet you. I'll untie one hand, only one, just so you can eat. I trust you. Well, I'm trying you throw